Hello history students, Mr. Lassiter here with you, and in this video we're going to talk a little bit about topic sentences. We've been discussing this quite a bit in class and we thought we'd give you a little bit more information on it. So let's go ahead and take a look at our video goals. In this video we want to find out exactly what is a topic sentence, what are some tips for writing a strong topic sentence. That's something a lot of students have been asking. And then what does a topic sentence look like in action? So we're going to look at a few examples. Just a couple vocabulary words here. They'll be defined as we go. So first of all, what is a topic sentence? Well, a great writing resource, the Purdue Online Writing Lab, or Purdue OWL, you may have heard of it, says that a topic sentence is a sentence that identifies the main idea of a paragraph. A topic sentence also states the point the writer wishes to make about that subject. So I think that's important, right? That topic sentence is going to be your main idea. You may have actually heard it called such. So that's kind of the first characteristic of a topic sentence. It just simply identifies that main idea or topic. It also answers the question in a focused manner. So it really looks perhaps at just one specific way of answering the question. For example, in an essay, you might be answering the question in, say, 3 different ways, and a topic sentence for your body paragraphs would just take one of those and hash it out. In the kind of questions that you might have in class, or when you're writing historical narrative and you're writing one paragraph, it'll be the focus of the entire paragraph. And the topic sentence is almost always found at the beginning of a paragraph, and so that's often where it is looked for the most. Now, some tips for writing topic sentences here, and then hopefully we'll be able to see these as we go. Of course, first, make sure that you're answering the question with a focused idea. This is where we say we don't want you to be too general, but we also don't want you to be too specific. And we'll get more into what is too specific here in a minute. But you want to make sure that you're giving an answer to the question and not just something completely vague. Secondly, you generally avoid introducing sources, and in a lot of our writing so far, that seems okay because we're dealing with just one source, and so you might feel that you need to introduce that one source, but that certainly will become a little bit more problematic later on when you're dealing with many different sources. Let's say you're using 2 or maybe even 3 different sources in a single paragraph. It might be a little bit more difficult to cram all those into a topic sentence, and so oftentimes it's just better to avoid it. Third, you want to make sure that your topic sentence is supported by the evidence in your paragraph. The topic sentence should not introduce evidence itself. It should introduce an answer to the question, but the evidence that actually will prove what you have to say in the topic sentence, that's better left for the rest of your paragraph. And then if it is part of an essay, your topic sentence will likely include transitions, which help your writing flow smoothly between paragraphs. You don't want to get too repetitive with your transitions or using the same ones over and over, but you want to use things that help show that there are connections between what you're writing and that your new topic sentence flows from perhaps what ideas you've presented up to that point in your essay. So here's some great tips from Mr. Lassiter. Not necessarily clippy here. So let's look at some examples of topic sentences. We're going to give you here 3 different kind of tiers of topic sentences so you can see how perhaps if you have what might be categorized as a minimal topic sentence, you might be able to take it and make it more proficient. So let's go with a question that you might be familiar with or we might have already looked at in class, which is, or if you haven't looked at it, you can look at it now. Why did Christian soldiers go on crusade in the 11th and 12th centuries? So let's say that you have a source, Pope Urban II's speech on calling the crusade, and it lays out the reasons that he feels people should go on crusade. And we saw, of course, a number of these in our class, and if you read the speech, you can find more. A minimal topic sentence would answer this question, but in a very vague manner. For example, Christian soldiers went on crusade for many reasons. So that would be, it technically responds to the question, It certainly can be supported by details in the paragraph, but it simply it's very vague. And so while it is technically a topic sentence, it doesn't have any level of specificity in the way it answers the question. So let's look at a little bit better example. We might consider this a basic example rather than minimally acceptable. This would be a basic way you might write a topic sentence. The same question here: why did Christian soldiers go on crusade in the 11th and 12th centuries? And a basic response would be that Christian soldiers went on crusade for mainly religious reasons, right? That is one way to answer this question. And then your supporting details in the paragraph would talk about all of the religious reasons someone might want to go on crusade, because they are liberating the Holy Land, or they are looking for the remission of sins, or they're looking to atone for their sins, or perhaps they are trying to fight people who they feel are unchristian, or are treating Christian sites poorly. So there are a number of things that might support this sentence, but again, the topic sentence really leads into those, and then you have those individual details. Of course, there are some other levels. We can make it a little bit more complex in answering this question. So again, we'll stick with the same question, but a complex topic sentence might say something along the lines of: at the outset of the Crusades, called by Pope Urban II in 1095, both religious and economic reasons motivated Christian soldiers to go to war. Now, this is a little bit more complex because it introduces a little bit of context in this topic sentence, but it also deals with more than one reason that Christians went on crusade. So it answers the question, but in a couple of ways. And then they would be supported, or it would need to be supported, with evidence that of both religious reasons and economic reasons. But again, it does not introduce the specifics. It is the specific evidence. It is only answering the question. So here's a whole paragraph example of what a topic sentence might look like with supporting details. And you must accept my apology here as a Notre Dame football fan. I was making this up off the top of my head, and this is what came to mind: my love of football uniforms and the University of Notre Dame itself. So here we have a whole paragraph. The University of Notre Dame's football uniforms are the best in the country because of their timeless style. So this, think about what kind of question that might be answering as we read this. They're the best in the country because of their timeless style. So see, here we don't have necessarily what we consider a complex topic sentence, but one that might be basic. It provides a specific reason. They have a timeless style to them. And then let's see if the supporting details are supportive of that main idea. Notre Dame's jerseys are both simple and classic. While other teams, such as Maryland and Oregon, sorry Terrapin and Duck fans, have abandoned tradition for infinite combinations, Notre Dame's uniforms have remained largely the same over decades. So again, timeless, classic throughout here. The blue jerseys and gold pants are recognizable across all eras of college football. Above all, the helmets are universally seen as the gold standard, quite literally. The paint used in the helmets contains actual 23-karat gold flakes, which puts this uniform set a level above its peers. Right? So all of these details are supporting the idea of Notre Dame's uniforms being timeless. Go Irish. So what might be the question for this? And this is another thing I would say when you're writing your topic sentence: try to make sure that the reader can extrapolate what the question is, can understand perhaps what the question is. Remember, when you're writing for your teachers, we might know what the question is, but if other people pick up your reading, they will not. The question here: what college football uniform is the best in the country? All right. And so the answer, I'm answering what uniform I believe is the best in the country and why. That because, and then I support my answer with those details. So that's just one example of what a whole paragraph might look like with what we would consider kind of a basic topic sentence. So once again, here are your video goals. Take a look at them one more time. Can you define what a topic sentence is? Do you know some of the tips for writing a strong topic sentence? What does it look like in action? And can you define a topic sentence and transition? This is for this video. Just make sure that you can answer those questions and then follow up with your homework in OneNote. Have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow.